index card.
Okay, but so you get smaller index cards. What does that mean?
And get rid of the document,
What document?
the bounded document.
What will you do? Xtreme Bleen? Dun dun dun.
Segue. If I could make a suggestion.
Ooh, we have a comment from the audience.
You could put the disco cover on the back of the index card.
Or perhaps maybe a disco ball sticker every time, like once the cards are reviewed, maybe that would be.
Once they're done.
Yeah, once they're done, the disco ball deserves a celebration. That's a very good idea. So what kind of work does this involve, having it on a smaller card? I mean, we've got a smaller story, no documentation. What else?
Well, I mean, they did have a breakthrough going from 5 years to 2 years, but really what we're looking for is we'd like to see if they could deliver something from start to finish, meaning like from the time you thought of it to the time it hit production in 2 weeks, not 2 years. We want a different time frame.
So you mean the whole product has to be working by the end of 2 weeks, or?
I'm going to need like 300 people.
No, we're not saying the whole product will not be working in 2 weeks. We just want to add something else to it.
So if she adds 300 people, will that mean that in 2-week iterations that you could get a whole product working in 2 weeks? With
I'm good at resource leveling, but I'm not sure if I'm that good.
See, even she's challenged with that idea. So,
Yeah.
Probably, you could get part of your website working in a month though, and you could, if it's the most important part, you could have people starting to use that.
Well, they use
Selling
it
more
already.
clothes.
But they have to be able to pay, they have to be able to choose things from the catalog, I have to be able to send it to our warehouse.
maybe we should start, what's next? I mean, your 2-year project is complete, so what's next? What would you?
Is there internal projects and systems that you need to work on?
We're working on some ideas right now.
Like?
That's confidential. Have to wait and see.
Well, a product line or like internal financial, accounting, inventory control planning, things like that?
Product line coming.
Okay, besides the product line, we talk about software, and we talk about ways that you might be able to use these kind of suggestions that we've got coming from Dr. K. SCRUM and Lord Park. Is there anything that you keyed out as to be like a good project? Like, what's your ideal, what do you think would be a good starting project for an Agile to try out in an organization that's going to try to incorporate some of these challenges? So what kind of project would, what size?
I have an idea.
Like what?
Let me think of something. What if when you came into our website and your introduction, and we can have it all psychedelic? And so the page waves this up when you load.
Or maybe adding email accounts for your clients so that you can have wish lists and stuff, right? Maybe, so some new features for your website. So how many people do we need to kind of implement this? How many people did you have before on your project?
Oh, we were a small team because we were agile. I only had 5 people.
Only 5 people. Oh, okay. So could you potentially have more people in the Agile?
I'd have to go get budget approval for that. I can see
That's
that.
okay, we can work with 5.
5 would be good to do a
Five's
new
fine.
feature. Okay, and so how would you start that out? What do you think the new process would be for her to start?
Well, I guess I'm wondering if they'd consider actually writing like a test case instead of the big document to start with.
Oh, we write test cases. My testers write them.
Do they write test cases? What language are they coded in?
I'm not a programmer.
Could you guess? I mean, what?
Well, when you say test scripts, do you mean requirements test scripts
Right, I mean-
and usability, or do you mean code test scripts?
Are they Microsoft Word MVPs?
She might need a
Use
guest
Word and
developer.
Excel.
Or have they tried Cucumber?
What is eating a cucumber
Very
now? I don't get that one, I'm sorry.
Well, so could it be that there might be an element of agile that your development team might be able to employ that you maybe hadn't discovered before because you're, thinking of this really big stories that your group captures?
Well, my developers are agile. They collaborate.
I have more questions about that. You say they're collaborating. Do they ever collaborate when they're writing the code itself? Have they ever sat side by side and paired together?
The developers?
Yeah.
How would I be 2 people to do one person's job?
So what might be some advice, or so if she doesn't think that, you know, the two people working together, what are some benefits to having that potentially she could be using? Why?
For example, where she mentioned before how that they fix the defects or the problems that the business finds and brings to them. Potentially, we'd like to try and make it so that those defects were never actually introduced in the first place.
Oh, like some more approvals in place?
Kinda, not really. We're actually thinking maybe the business person could actually talk to the person that's going to write the code, potentially even while they're writing the code.
But then what will the business analyst do?
They could talk to them too.
Okay, so you're suggesting that while we're designing and we're